My name is Key Royal. I am a singer-songwriter lyricist from Baltimore, Maryland, and I have been doing introspective hip hop and R&B actively for about 5 years now. Like actively meaning me chasing this, not channeling. I'm not chasing. I don't chase our track. Chat is on it. Like Chat has been giving me these questions are really good. Like this joint sound like somebody was really like sitting across from me asking me these questions, and that joint is crazy.
I'm a go-getter, I get it by any means. The blood, sweat, and tears, I just put them all in my dreams. I put years into my...
All right, episode 2 of Beauty and Brokenness. Let's get right to it. I wanted to give y'all more of an intimate feel and like let y'all in a little bit more into my personality and who I am, and just sit here and have these conversations with y'all. Nothing real formal, just me chilling, letting y'all in on my process, on what I do, what I love to do, and that's music, man, and that's healed through music. And I'm just bringing y'all on this journey with me. So welcome to the tribe. Royal Tribe all day, Royal Tribe till I die. But let's go. Let's get into the first question. These questions were generated by ChatGPT. I basically told it what my project was about and was like, hey, if you were doing an interview series, can you ask me questions based on, what you would ask an artist about this specific topic or this specific project? And it generated some questions. So thank you, ChatGPT. Man, yeah, I'm not one of them people that's just like, nah, yeah, I don't really mess with AI because I feel like AI can be very helpful when you need it to be. So, let's get to the first question. Question number 1. What inspired you to create the broken wing butterfly? My grandmother, really, like my grandmother. And the crazy thing about this project is that it was not originally supposed to even be called the Broken Wing Butterfly or any of that. This was originally, I said I wanted to do an acoustic tape where, I had more acoustic based beats, and this was like 3 years ago. This is now 2025. I think I started writing some of these songs in like 2022, like right after I released Substance Abuse. And I was like, I just want to do a acoustic tape, show my vocal side more, and just really get back to my roots of being in choirs and being in theater and performing with instruments, and just really like that root of where my music came from. And then over time, this just began to evolve like into this whole thing, this whole dedication to my grandmother, this whole like processing grief and how being broken, you know, doesn't always mean that broken doesn't have to be ugly. Broken, you can find beauty in brokenness, and that's how this whole thing came about. So like everything kind of was like a ripple effect, and just divine timing, and just heavenly alignment. And I know my ancestors were definitely, and my grandmother was definitely a part of this. Shout out to you, grandma. I love you so much. You are my rock. You are my everything, and we gonna do this. But um yeah, so I that's really what the inspiration came from. It grew from being a self-love tape to becoming a tape about grief and you know overcoming it and finding yourself again and healing and continuing to heal. And like it just really became a full-blown project that spoke on who I was before I began grieving and who I became through that process of grief and healing through it. Question number 2. How does this story reflect your personal journey? This story reflects my personal journey because it is my personal journey. This is a true story. This whole project is a true story. The Broken Wing Butterfly, literally when I was younger, long story short, when I was younger, my aunt had a wedding. We let butterflies go at the wedding. My grandmother's butterfly that she had in her box had a broken wing, so it couldn't fly away. So I begged her to take it home. We took it home. I nurtured it, put it in a little cage, and you know, allowed it to heal, in my care, knowing that it would be vulnerable out in the world. I don't know if I was thinking that deep as a child, but looking at it now, I know who I was as a child, and I just had a lot of compassion. So I'm sure it really came from me just wanting that butterfly to have a chance. And eventually the butterfly passed away. Years later, my grandmother passed away. So then that allowed me to connect the broken wing butterfly with her passing. And then during the project, my emotional support dog Layla passed away. So it's just like throughout this project of making, talking about grief, I even experienced grief through it. And that's how I was able to make it so personal and make it so emotional and really relate to, what my journey is. And I really just showed, myself from the moment of grief and how I handled grief and how I dealt with grief to how I started healing from grief and how I'm still healing from grief. Okay, question number 3. Why did you choose the butterfly as a central symbol? So I spoke about this question a little bit in the previous question. The symbol became a butterfly because of that broken wing butterfly that I had taken care of when my from the wedding, and just correlating that to butterflies, just transformative journey, and the butterfly has always been a significant symbol and attachment for me, for my grandmother, and just loved ones that passed. I will always see butterflies, and just that was my first, I guess, connection to grief with that butterfly passing. Um, and yeah, man, that just became the symbol, and that's just really like the symbol of my life. Like, I have a butterfly tattoo on my arm. It says "Believe." I'm not going, I'll put a picture like right here on the little side so that y'all can see it. Okay, well, this was a good one, chat. Okay, I see you, chat.
Let's go.
Next question. How did you emotionally prepare to tell such a vulnerable story? Um, I don't even know if I technically emotionally prepared, to be honest. I feel like it kind of just came. So I started writing, I started telling the story. And like I said, this project's been in the works for some years, but it didn't have that whole theme of a butterfly and stuff like that. It was just a self-love tape. And a part of me finding self-love was me finding out, you know, what things I had and what parts of myself were not showing love and were not, didn't feel loved, and then being able to build love around those broken pieces of myself, which is the correlation to finding beauty and brokenness. Just finding ways to find beauty or build beauty within the broken parts of yourself, and healing from that, and just becoming who you're meant to become. And so, yeah, I can't say I'm emotionally prepared for this, because I definitely didn't emotionally prepare for Layla to pass, while I was making this project. It was very just something I could not have predicted was going to happen. So I feel like throughout this project, I had to keep emotionally preparing myself to tell this story, because things kept happening to make me feel like I had to keep healing while I was doing it. And making the project actually helped me heal, because this project is about grief. So in my grieving process, I was able to create music while I did it, which leads me in to the next question. What was your creative process for crafting the soundtrack? My creative process for crafting the soundtrack,
5 minutes later.
dang, it's like this project was just so, like, not planned in a way. Like, it really was divinely positioned, if that's really what the word I can really think of, because I did not plan for this to go this way at all. Like, I guess I can say my creative process while doing it was, I said, okay, I got these songs that I wrote, and I know that they all speak on the same type of topic, so I want to make them all a part of this project, which I did. And then I took bits and pieces of songs and, listened to them, like, oh, this mixed with this, or does it not mix with this? And then from there, I was able to narrow down which songs I was going to put on the project. Then I had reached out to a friend who is a producer, who is also an artist. Her name is Tears Nabu. She raps, she plays instruments. She's just a multi-talented creative. And I reached out to her, was like, hey, would you want to be a part of something, to me, that's going to be kind of monumental and that's very personal to me? And I told her about it, and she was just like, definitely, like, I would love to be a part of that. And everything just connected. And she made the beats for it. So I was able to get, beats from somebody who I respect, you know, and love as a creative and as a person. So that was cool to be able to put, someone within my tribe, create with somebody within my tribe. And then I went to the studio I used for all my projects, who I've grown with over the past 4 years, GX Studios, Gifted X Studios. I went there, and they mixed and helped me grow through this process by helping me learn more melodies and get more in tune with my emotions and say things in certain ways, because I've been doing rap for so long now in my career that doing a singing project, I really had to get back to my roots of singing and what that meant to me and what that looked like for me, and knowing my sound and knowing how to play around with my voice and my melodies and my harmonies. So thank you to my choir background, because the harmonies, man, I wouldn't have been able to do it without that background in choir. Um, but yeah, that's kind of like my creative process. I'll probably make a video really breaking it down more detailed, but that's kind of how it went. And like I said, it was very just not planned. It just kind of came together like divinely. Question 6 and 7 I'll put together. Chat is on it. Like, Chat has been giving me, these questions are really good. Like, this joint sound like somebody was really like sitting across from me asking me these questions, and that joint is crazy. But question 6 and 7, which song from the soundtrack feels most personal to you and why? And how do the lyrics of the soundtrack connect to the themes of the film? So, little spoiler here, but the song from the soundtrack that seems the most personal to me is Reflection. That song, I just can't even explain the emotional impact of that song and just how much I grow every time I listen to it, and how much I heal every time I listen to it. And just how much I relate, like looking into the mirror and realizing like you're more than just that. It's something deeper in you. It's more to you. It's more layers to you than just what you see in this mirror. Um, they tell you all the time, look in the mirror and tell yourself affirmation. Look in the mirror and tell yourself this. Look in the mirror, and a mirror is a powerful tool, because you do see your reflection, but it also allows you to look deeper into what you're seeing from face value. And I think that is one of the things that's just like makes that song so personal to me, just what it says. Um, there's actually a part in the song where I say, um, I know it's hard to move on and it's easy to pretend. People telling you to stay strong, but you just want the pain to end. I'll be telling you a lie if I said you never heard again. I know the sun can't always shine, so treat the rain like it's a cleanse. Like, and that alone just has so much power in it. And when you're going through things and just remembering those lyrics. As far as how does the lyrics of the soundtrack connect to the film? So this project is more than just a soundtrack. It's a soundtrack, honestly, because there's a film to it. So it's technically the soundtrack to the film, but I'm going to release the soundtrack first. So I'm not going to give too much about the film, because y'all just going to have to wait. But there is going to be a film that goes with this project that is visually showing you all this story of this child and this butterfly, and how she grew up and what she went through and who she became and how she had to heal. And so everything you hear in this soundtrack will come together in this film and give you a full visual representation of what that time looked like for me and probably so many other people. So I'm excited about the film. I am fully casted. I have my crew set, and we're gonna start filming soon. But stay tuned. I'll tell y'all more about that. I'm not telling y'all about it right now, because I need y'all to just wait, be on this journey with me, be patient. I have patience in your journey, so we're gonna practice that now. So last two questions. No, three more questions. Next question. Were there any specific emotions or memories that guided your songwriting? My songwriting was guided directly from emotions and memories. I released the track list. So the first song is the Broken Wing Butterfly intro, and that's a poem. It's called TBWB. It's a poem. And that poem sets the scene. It tells the story. It tells the story poetically, because that relates to the fact that before I started rapping, I was a poet. So poetry led me into being a rapper. a lyricist because I would write poems, and then there was just they like I'm like, aha, let's see what happens if I put this poem over a beat. And I was like, yo, this sounds good. So then I started learning flows, and started learning cadences, and I started playing around with bars and things like that, and that constructed my lyricism and my lyricist side. So the root of that was poems and stories and plays. So the first song is a poem, um, which sets the scene, tells you basically the journey you're about to go on listening to this soundtrack and watching this film. So the next song is Broken. That song is the direct emotions you feel when somebody gives you that call, or you sitting in a room and you realize that person that you love so much is gone. That song is the exact feelings that I felt. I can't say that you, because I can't speak for everybody, but that I felt when that happened. So that goes from there to Demons in My Cup. That's talking about like using substances to numb the pain. Demons in My Cup goes into reflection, which is you reflecting on who you've become through this grief and how you're looking at yourself and you want more for yourself, or you want better for yourself because you know there's more and better within yourself. So then from reflection, we go into soft girl era, which is now you're starting to feel like, okay, I am now in my era of softness and vulnerability and divine feminine and healing and sleeping and resting and taking care of my body and taking care of my mind. Then from soft girl era, you go into Happiness Looks Good on You. Happiness Looks Good on You talks about how now you're embracing the fact that happiness looks good on you. Like when you feel good, you look good. When you look good, you feel good. Um, Happiness Looks Good on You goes into Wavy. Wavy is just a song like now you get your confidence back. Like you feeling wavy. You can't stand me now. I promise you gonna hate me because I'm in my bag and my energy contagious. So that song is that. Then from Wavy it goes into the outro, which is Alive. So now you're at this point where you really feel like you had your life back. Like you getting life back into you. You feeling motivated. You feeling like you can do this. You feeling like you can keep pushing forward one step at a time. So this whole thing is emotions, and when I was writing these songs I really was writing based on these scenarios of how I felt during these times and what this beat made me feel and what it brought out of me, and just writing like, okay, when I was doing this I felt broken. When I was doing this, I felt like I was looking in the mirror at myself and I just didn't recognize myself no more. How did that feel? I need to put this into a song. you know when I started feeling good, I started realizing like, oh, happy look good on me and happy feel good on me. Like, so this whole thing was guided by emotion. If the listeners could hear only one track, which would it be and why? If listeners could hear only one track, dang, chat. That's how you gonna do me, chat? That's crazy. Damn. If y'all could hear only one track, I guess I would have to say, I hate this question, bro. One track, I would say, Happiness Looks Good on You. I would have to say Happiness Looks Good on You because a little secret about Happiness Looks Good on You, I got my babies on there. I actually was able to get the kids that I work with in the after school program to sing the bridge with me and put them on this track. So that I would have to let y'all hear that because my babies need some shine and they worked hard and they were so excited, and I want them to just be great and be amazing and be the best they ever can be. So I would have to let y'all hear that one because we did that, and I love the kids. I've been working with youth for years, and they just, that song just brings so much out of me and brings me so much joy. And then just the message in it in general. And then you got the kids speaking affirmations to themselves, not even knowing, but also speaking affirmations to you. and reminding you of your youth and your innocence and your inner child and just that part of your life, which is very important to guide you in any journey. Um, yeah, it would be happiness looks good on you. So question number 10. We got the number 10. Got the number 10. About to do this shit again. We got the number 10. We about to do this shit. How has telling a story helped you heal or grow personally? Telling this story has allowed me to finally speak about how I felt when I lost my grandmother. I was so disassociated from everything, everyone, myself, not even knowing. Like, you know how they say, like, you know, you would think people okay because they just doing they working, they doing everything, going through their life in the ways that you would think they good, but deep down they really drowning. Like, I feel like for so much of my life after she passed, that was how I operated. It was just like go 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 go, do, don't think about it, don't stop. She then, like, to the point where sometimes I wouldn't even really remember that she gone, like, and it's not even like she was one of my major losses, but I also lost my uncle, who was a very very major part of my childhood. Um, and he passed in the ninth grade, and then I also lost my great grandmother when COVID hit. I lost my grandmother's father, my grandfather. I lost my great grandmother on my father's side. Then I lose Layla. I've lost friends, so it's just like loss has just been a thing. I lost my cousin Dana. I couldn't forget about him. He popped in my head when I was sitting here talking about it. My uncle Ricky. Like, it's just a lot of people who I've lost. Honestly, throughout the years up to this point, and then I face another major loss while making this project and lose my emotional support, who helped me through a lot. Well, especially my grandmother's loss helped me through my grandmother's loss, because she literally saved my life. So it's just like, it just was, I kind of was forced to relive grief and deal with grief while healing from grief and speaking about grief and speaking about my journey and facing that I was disassociated and finding out different layers of myself that I just buried so deep that I didn't even realize they were there. So in doing this project, I just feel like it's helped me see that I'm always divinely protected. I'm always divinely guided. My ancestors are with me. They all are carrying me and walking with me in this journey. And as my friends constantly remind me, they don't even realize that all of them say it at different times, and it come when it need to come. That growth is not linear. So I'm still growing every day. I'm still have my hard days. I still have my good days. I don't make it seem like every day is a great day. I'm very transparent about what I go through and those types of things. So I'm really just trying to do what I can and be who I can be and elevate to my higher self and bring the tribe along and help them heal too by, putting this music out and making these projects that are impactful like this. This stuff is so much deeper than the money and so much deeper than what I can get from it, because if I can save somebody's life, it's no money that can ever buy somebody's life back. So to know that I can make a song that can literally, somebody can hear it, can hear Broken, and they just feel like they're in the darkest place ever, and know that they're not alone, because in the dark you feel so alone. So just somebody can hear this song in a dark place and be like, yo, dang, this person went through it too, and she good. She was able to make this song, like, and to just be like, damn, I'm gonna fight another day. Like, that's worth more than anything, and that's really all I really want for this project, is for it to reach who it need to reach, to place me in the rooms I need to be in, to you know reach more people and really get it out there, and then also heal as I help heal others, continue to heal. So I'm just grateful. Shout out to my grandma, because she definitely has been the backbone of this project, the way stuff has been working out. um she has definitely been a backbone. Like, this is my grandmother, me and her, you know She has definitely been my backbone, and this is something she made of me, and I just keep it, So I'm thankful, man, and shout out to my ancestors. Shout out to my ancestors. I'm one of my ancestors' wildest dream, and I'm gonna continue to live that. But I appreciate y'all, man. That is the end of the Beauty and Brokenness series, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. I may do an episode 3, but let me know in the comments. Y'all want to see episode 3? Let me know. And yeah, be on the lookout for the Broken Wing Butterfly releasing April 7th. The short film, The Broken Wing Butterfly, will be releasing at the end of the year. Preferably, I'm not even gonna tell you like that. Just know it's gonna come out in the end of the year. So that'll be out this year. Soundtrack April 7th. Soft Girl Era out right now. Substance Abuse Tape out right now. Royal Vibes Only out right now. So tap in with me, man. Tap in with me. Keep grinding. Keep shining. One love. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for vibing with me always. And stay positive. Be love. Shed love. Be light. Shed light.
I just wanna elevate. Tomorrow's not promised. Give my all today.